I think it's fair to say that we all have boxes of Avon samples lying around our house. So what do we do with them? How do we generate more customers? And how do we use them to potentially gain new representatives? The first one is easy. I'm going to get some perfumes. I'm going to cut one off. And I'm going to pop it inside the bag with the customer's new brochure. But why don't we try and be a little bit more creative? How about getting the sample and stapling it to the brochure so the customer has more chance of seeing it? So we need to ask ourselves, why are we giving samples to customers? And the reason is because we want them to buy more products from us and potentially grow our sales. We've popped one into the bag and we've clipped one to the brochure. And I tend to clip samples to the brochures when customers haven't actually bought from me in a while. And that then may entice them to purchase the next time round. But getting back to thanking customers, you could be a little bit more creative. Now, I've made a flyer and I made it for the Imari perfume, but I made it before it was to come out in the brochures. And then I got some of the samples, and for every customer that ordered from me, I put this little flyer on the front of their book that said, "Thank you for making a purchase from me. As a thank you, I'd like you to be the first to try this new fragrance." And then I just copied and pasted a little bit of the information from the Avon website, which was sparkling Italian lemon, luxurious jasmine and addictive vanilla, mesmerise with an opulent sensuality. And I put on the bottom, only available from campaign 12, so the customer knows that they're being shown something before it's actually going to come out into the brochures. So you would get your little sheet and you could clip the perfume to the sheet and then clip the sheet to the brochure, and you've given your customer a little thank you, and you're also demonstrating something which is not out yet, which they'll feel special because they're getting a preview of something that's yet to come. How are we going to show samples to our potential customers? So I made this little flyer, and on the front of it straight away I've put free samples, and then I did a sample of an aftershave and a sample of a perfume, because we would like male customers as well as female customers. And then on the bottom I've just said to them, "Thank you for accepting this current brochure. I will be collecting it on and the delivery will be on. Feel free to contact me at any time, request more brochures or to ask any other questions," and then I've left my mobile number at the end. How can we let customers know that they can actually order samples from us? So I like making things on the computer and then printing them out, so I use stickers quite a lot. So I've done some stickers, and on these stickers I've put, "Did you know I can order samples of makeup, perfumes and creams? Please ask for more details." So I could either put these on the front of the brochure, or I could put them on the order form. So there, I've stuck it on the order form, so every single customer will receive one of those. Now, getting a little bit more confident in creating things on the PC, I printed out a flyer. And what I did is I scanned all the samples out of the first lookbook, and then I put them onto a piece of paper. All my lipsticks, my foundations, the perfumes and the creams. And I made a little take this challenge, and I put, "Are you worried about changing your products over to Avon? 1. Get out your makeup bag, creams and perfumes. Find the similar ones that Avon offer in this list. 2. Buy them in a trial size. 3. Match them to your original products. And 4. convert to Avon. So I actually put one of them in every single of my customers' brochures, and quite a few of them then ordered a lot of the samples. Then obviously the time after that they started to buy the products, which again boosted my sales. And then also it was a way for me to advertise. So on the back I said, find me on Facebook, Twitter and YouTube, and I also put my shop link at the bottom as well. So possibly I've invested quite a lot of money into samples, and I've got lots and lots and lots that I want to give away. So how am I going to do that to generate more sales? So I was playing on my computer again, and I made some more labels, and this time I was a little bit more adventurous and I put a picture on the labels, and all I've put is samples enclosed, thank you for your custom, and then I've put the name of my website. So what I'm going to do with those is I'm going to pop one on the brochure. So I could just pop it per se, and then the customer can see that there's samples enclosed. And then here I've just flagged 3 pages, and I've selected 3 samples that I'm going to pop into the brochures. So I've selected a perfume, and I'm going to staple that perfume to the page. And then fold it back up. I've then selected a lipstick that I'm going to staple and fold that back up. And I've also selected the BB cream, so I'll pop that on and fold that up. And the customer there has got 3 different samples that they can try out, and then when you go back to see them, you would then generate a conversation of, did you try the samples and what did you think of them? So one that's widely used quite a lot in fairs when representatives are selling the products as well as recruiting, it's a good idea to make a little sample bag. And to make it look cute, you can buy these organza bags, and you can get these from eBay, normally like 100 for a couple of quid. And you just select some samples and pop them in. So I've got some leave-in hair treatment, a foundation, a BB cream and a new cream. Pop all those into the bag. Attraction perfume and a lippy. And then I also got some love hearts that have I sell Avon written on them, and then my telephone number. Pop those in, little sweeties, and then a business card with all my information on, and I pop that into the back, and I do it face up so they can see at the back. And there's your little card. And you can actually sell those for a couple of quid, or you know, £1, £1.50. If you don't feel comfortable giving them away, it's entirely up to you. So one last tip is, when you're out and about, you're giving prospecting cards out. And at this moment in time, we've got the National Lipstick Week flyers going. And sometimes we also give a sample. So we could get our samples and we could clip it to the card. And I like clipping them to the card because it also is quite efficient for me. Instead of me having one hand that's got to get a sample and the other hand that's got to get a card, and then I've got me little book that I'm writing details in and things like that. Everything's all together, and I can just pull one of these out of my bag and give it straight to the customer. But how else can we use these? Now, we're all a big fan of balloons, and we like to give them out to children because then that generates a conversation with the parent. But when we have a balloon, there's never really any information on it. So you could actually buy some stickers, make your own stickers, or buy some stickers and put your information on. But I have another way, which is if you get the card and you put a hole punch in it. Now put a hole punch at the weight end of the card, not the other end. Make a little hole and thread something through. Cotton, string, this is elastic band, and then attach this to the stick. So there you've got your card, pop your balloon on, and then you're not only are you giving away a balloon to the child, but you're also giving away one of the flyers with your information on and a sample. Now, bearing in mind that you would have to tell the parents that, you know, I'm giving your child a balloon, but there is a sample on there for you as well. So then the parents are aware that there's that the child's going to be taking a sample. But that's an ideal way of keeping everything together, getting the child over to give the balloon, and then enticing the parents into conversation with the card and the sample.